Hello, Magic players and collectors. Welcome to the Land Library. I'm your librarian, and today I'm doing something a little different. I'm on camera. Um, I probably won't do this a lot, at least why it's not like facing the camera, but I wanted to do an intro to the channel kind of thing, explain like the different series that I'm making, and I figured the best way to do that would be on camera instead of like with card visuals, because that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But anyways, when I first came up with the idea for the name Land Library, I thought it would be interesting to have LL alliterations for every like series I wanted to make. So I very well could make more series in the future. I'm probably gonna give them the same naming scheme, but as for right now, I have 5. The first one is like the first video I have out, because at the time of making this, I have only made 1 video. I'm working on more, but as of right now, there's only one that's out, and that is the latest loadout for Bloomburrow. The idea behind latest loadout is when a new set comes out, I'll talk about the lands in it, talk about like the impact. Granted, I even said in the Bloomburrow one, I'm not like an expert on meta, I just like land. So my analysis might not be the best, but I try. I can definitely, I guess, critique the art and stuff a lot better because that's subjective anyway. But latest loadout is for brand new sets. I'm probably going to try and make a little bit of a backlog of latest loadout because, like, when the channel started, Bloomburrow is the current one, but I definitely wouldn't be opposed to making a few back. Make one for, like, Modern Horizons 3, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, maybe back to, like, Caverns, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I think is how you pronounce that. But as for right now, I'm not working on any backlog. I'm just like, I might do it though. The second series is actually, I'm going to release, the next video will be part of this series. It is Legacy Logbook, and Legacy Logbook is going to be talking about really older things, or not necessarily like just old things, but like historical things. The first one is going to be about basic lands and like the history and changes that they've gone through. But that doesn't mean that newer things couldn't get like a legacy logbook. Yeah, if I wanted to talk about like caves, that's probably a terrible example because it's only been in one set, but like the subtype of caves, like that's a much newer thing, but like it could happen, especially if later on they make more caves. Um, but yeah, Legacy Logbook is talking about like history things, the history of the game, of lands specifically. And then the next one up is legendary locations, and this is talking about legendary lands. The first one is going to be Three Tree City because I just really love Three Tree City. But some other examples would be like Beseju. I'm gonna make a Beseju video eventually. Um, and so is talking about legendary lands, talking about like the impact on the meta, talking about the lore, different prints. Like Beseju has a lot of prints because it has 2 cards, so that video should cover a lot, but it's only going to cover Beseju. So I'm looking forward to those. Those are my big 3 that are gonna, they take a while to make, so I'm not going to be posting them super consistently. I mean, latest loadout I can't do super consistently anyway because I have to wait for new sets. But the bigger ones are gonna take a bit longer to make, so I don't really have any sort of schedule for that. But then I have a couple of smaller series that I can hopefully get out like every week, maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna commit to literally every single week, but the smaller videos would be a lot easier to make, so I could potentially do them every week. Um, but those are going to be looking for loot and librarian's lockbox. And so looking for loot is gonna be just like pack openings. I also have an idea for like if I wanted to do a bigger pack opening, like maybe a bundle or even a whole booster box or like a collector pack or something. I would call it luxury loot, looking for luxury loot. But yeah, that's just it's opening packs. It's something I would be able to do really easily and put out really consistently without having to like spend too much time doing like research and putting together visuals. Um, and then Librarian's Lockbox is talking about like lands that I already have, or maybe other related things. Like I might explain like my main commander deck. That would be a good video, actually. I have a commander deck that's based around like Maze's End and Gates, and so it's very land heavy, and I love it. I love land. Um, so yeah, those two would be a lot easier to put out a lot quicker, faster, whatever. I was gonna say faster, and then I flubbed it. And don't mind me. So those should be a lot easier to make as opposed to the three big series. It's entirely possible I might come up with other ideas later on, but currently those are my like 5 ideas for series. I could also maybe make things outside of those series. I don't know what that would be, but I wouldn't necessarily say everything has to be part of those. I mean, this video isn't part of a series, so I guess this is an example. And that's pretty much it. Um, I don't really have a whole lot else to say. That was kind of it. I just wanted to explain the different series and say hello. Uh, so yeah, I guess that's kind of it. I'll see you guys in future videos talking about land.